waking up out there tonight, drifters. The lake is singing that old crackin' song. You're tuned to WLKZ, the Lighthouse. I'm Silas, and the beam is on. Let's start with the sky. We've got a heavy lake effect front rolling in from the northeast. Visibility over the lower loop is going to drop to 0 before midnight. If you're out scavenging near the old Navi Pier, wrap it up. The temperature is already plunging, and the ice is groaning. You don't want to be out there when the dark hits. Got a bit of local news for the traders. The caravan master down at the South Shore Exchange wants me to broadcast that they are officially out of fusion cores. A rigged Bremen slipped on the ice yesterday and took their last crate straight to the bottom of the lake. So if you're hauling energy weapons, you better rely on your aim, because they are only trading in lead and caps until the next convoy from the pit arrives. Also, a warning for anyone passing under the stacks. The scavvers up in the Sears Tower ruins got a little too greedy trying to rip out some pre-war elevator cables today. Entire rig snapped, dropped about 3 tons of rusted steel straight through the ceiling of the old Union Station. Nobody was flattened, thankfully. But the tunnels down there are blocked. Find another way around.
I walked into the Sierra like a bear I couldn't dodge. Neon bleeding through the fog like a dead eye couldn't lodge. The bells were ringing nowhere, the air tasted like a lie. And every door was smiling like it wanted me to die. A collar around my heartbeat, ticking time against my throat. A voice on rusty loudspeakers reading prayers I never wrote. 3 strangers in the shadow, each one broken in their way. All of us on borrowed seconds, all of us afraid to say. Do the job, don't ask why. Take the gold and don't you try. Let go. That's what the smoke says in the light. Let go. That's what the silence says at night. You can't buy back tomorrow with a pocket full of change. You don't win in the Sierra, you just leave with what remains. Christine in the quiet, like a blade that learned to pray. Dean with charm like poison, smiling as he plans to betray. Dog and God in one body, fighting over who gets free. And me, I'm just a drifter with a key that shouldn't be. We dance past ghostly radios and curtains made of rust, past the vault that promised heaven if we traded in our trust. Gold stacked up like sin itself, warm as it was dead. And I felt my hands get greedy, and I heard the warning said. So I cracked the cage of wanting, I shut the vault's bright grin. I chose my breath over riches, chose to live instead of win. When the casino tried to keep me like a story it could own, I turned my back on shining things, and I walked out alone. Let go. That's what the smoke says in the light. Let go. That's what the silence says at night. You can't buy back tomorrow with a pocket full of chains. You don't win in the Sierra, you just leave with what remains. So if you hear a sweet old song quite right. Keep one hand on your heartbeat and don't stare into the
Now, speaking of the ice, a lot of strange chatter on the radio today, Drifters. The perimeter guards up at the bleachers are spooked. They're saying a scavenger out by the deep water saw something impossible. A lone figure, walking right off the center of Lake Michigan, dragging a busted hazard suit with a beat-up iBot floating right beside them. Nobody walks off the deep ice. Not unless the home they knew turned into a grave. Takes a special kind of grit to step out of the only steel box you've ever known and walk straight into the blinding light, whether it's a frozen ship or an underground vault. Reminds me of a legend from out east. A kid down in the capital wasteland, a lone wanderer who left the safety of Vault 101 just to find their father and ended up saving the whole damn basin. Let's warm up the room with a little history. This one goes out to anyone stepping into the light for the first time.
In Vault 101 they taught me how to smile on cue, how to sing the safety anthem in a friendly shade of blue. Then the hallway started whispering and the doors began to sigh. My father left a paper trail that said, "Kid, don't ask why." So I stepped into the Capitol where the marble learned to bruise, where the Potomac tastes like rust and everyone's got something to lose. Megaton's a crater lullaby, Rivet City floats on scars, and the metros breathe like monsters underneath the broken stars. For the land of the free, yes, sir, for the home of the brave, if you pay, keep your head up, keep your rifle down the line. I went looking for my father, found a war in red, white, blue, and I brought back something holy, clean water running through. Galaxy News was shouting hope through a tower full of hiss. 3 dog howled, keep moving kid, don't let the darkness win this. The Brotherhood marched in steel boots like a prayer with clenched teeth, while raiders wrote their scripture with the screams beneath the streets. Then the enclave hit the airwaves with a polished smiling tone. Citizens, remain calm, your government is coming home. But I heard the lie in harmony, the gun behind the grin, and I followed Dad to Jefferson where the river could begin. Project Purity, midnight, holy valves, and echoes in the hall. A father's hand on a rusted wheel, a promise bigger than us all. He said, you don't fix this world with speeches, kid, you fix it with a stand. So I turned the light on for the basin, and the truth went over land. For the land of the free, yes, sir, for the home of the brave. If you pay, keep your head up, keep your rifle down the line. I went looking for my father, found a war in red, white, blue, and I brought back something holy, clean water running through. So if you're lost in station tunnels and the map won't tell you when, listen close for running water and walk toward it like a friend. 'Cause the capital can take you, then it dares you to come true. And it starts with stepping outward in the blinding honest blue.
That was for the Wanderer. Hope they found some clean water out there in the capital. But back here on the ice, things are heating up. Fast. Got a frantic relay from the scav camp near the old water tower. The Leviathan didn't just let their runaway walk. They sent the Pale Riders. 3 squads of ice marines in winterized power armor, marching dead reckoning across the frozen lake. They made landfall at Navi Pier about an hour ago. Riders cornered the Castaway on the rusted Ferris wheel. But the Castaway didn't surrender. I saw the flash from the Lighthouse before I heard the boom. The Castaway rigged a cache of old-world naval mines, blew the whole pier to splinters, and sent half a squad of Pale Riders straight to the bottom of the lake. The Castaway didn't just bite the hand that feeds, they blew the whole arm off. When an army puts a target on your back, most folks just lie down in the snow, close their eyes and wait for the end. But every now and then, the wasteland breeds someone who refuses to stay in the dirt. Like that mailman out in the Mojave. They took 2 bullets to the head and still made the delivery. If you're out there running, Castaway, this one's for you. Because out here, the desert keeps receipts.
To the town of New Vegas rode a courier half dead, dust in their lashes, bloodline on their thread. A platinum promise in a mailbag gone astray, and a checkered coated devil took my life for pay. They found me in the gravel with the sun inside my skull. 2 shots for the delivery, then the desert swallowed dull. Doc stitched the world together in a good springs kind of light. Said, friend, you can lie down or you can stand and set it right. So I walked that long, hot highway with the thunder in my veins, with the Mojave as my witness and the wind calling my name. No badge upon my jacket, no flag on my spine, just a contract with the future and a grit the world can't buy. Through Nipton's hanging silence, through Novak's lonely sign, past the river's hungry water and the strip's electric shine. Every town had its own price tag, every grin a hidden knife, and every mile kept whispering, courier, bet your life. In Freeside's broken alleys where the neon learns to pray, I met a smiling yes man with a sideways kind of face. Said there's a sleeping army underneath this city's skin. Turn the key and choose your law, or the dam will drown you in. So I walked that long, hot highway with the thunder in my veins, with the Mojave as my witness and the wind calling my name. No badge upon my jacket, no flag on my spine, just a contract with the future and a grit the world can't buy. Boone spoke like distant rifle fire, don't trust what banners sell. Veronica just cracked her knuckles, cool, let's break the spell. Yet Edie sang in bright blue beeping, like a star that learned to glow. And Rex ran tight beside me like a promise I could hold. I met the bear with paper dreams, the bull with iron vows, and I kept my hands clean enough to still choose how. Then I found that checkered devil in the topside velvet glow, Smiled like he was holy, like he'd never bled before. But the desert keeps receipts, and luck runs out of line. He learned a man ain't myth-proof when the courier's on time. Now hear the drums at Hoover, hear the turbines start to sing. Hear the river hold its breath like a loaded wedding ring. Two great armies in the dawnlight, both convinced they own the land, and one lone messenger standing with tomorrow in their hand. Boone said, pick your distance, Veronica, pick your fight. Edie chimed in hopeful static, Rex growled low for right. I didn't bow to Kaiser, didn't trade my soul for stars, didn't sell the strip for speeches from behind gilded bars. I woke the steel beneath the sand, I set the old lights free, and told the Mojave softly, you'll be yours, or none will be. So I walked that long, hot highway with the thunder in my veins, with the Mojave as my witness and the wind calling my name. No badge upon my jacket, no flag to on my spine, just a contract with the future and a town that turned out fine. And I didn't walk it lonesome when the night was hard and black, a beeping little starlight and a dog that had my back. Now some folks sing of generals and some of kings and thrones, but I sing of a courier who came back from the stones. If you ever cross that desert and the night looks too unkind, follow the road to New Vegas and leave your fear behind.
That was for the courier. Hope they're resting easy under that neon sky. Drifters, if you are anywhere near Wrigley, turn around. The bleachers are officially under lockdown. The heavy gates are shut, and the stadium lights are burning full tilt. The Castaway made it to the stadium. Word is, they tried to warn Mayor Sullivan about the Leviathan aiming its guns at the city, but the Iron Syndicate saw a payday. They thought they could slap some irons on our runaway and ransom them back to the Admiralty for a lifetime supply of fusion cores. You can't put a leash on a blizzard. A firefight broke out right there in the old dugout. Lasers, plasma, the whole 9 yards. The Castaway broke the Syndicate's line and blew the southern turnstiles wide open. They're back on the ice. They're heading south, drifters. Moving fast down the buried remains of Route 66. And there's only one thing down this way that casts a shadow. They're heading for my light. Or never changes. Just freezes over. When the world takes everything from you, your home, your family, your time, you only have two choices. You can lie down and become a ghost, or you can pick up a rifle and become a soldier. 200 years ago, the sole survivor woke up from a long, cold sleep in the Commonwealth and had to make that exact same choice. Keep your boots moving, Castaway. The light is on.
neighbor's got a heartbeat made of neon and perfume, and every booth's a confession in a half-lit little room. They say the Commonwealth is honest if you never ask it why. If you tip your truth in whiskey and you learn to let it lie. I came in from a winter, but don't show up on the map, with a ring that felt like history and time inside the crack. Woke up missing all my yesterdays, like someone stole my years. And I've been chasing one small name through radios and tears. Some nights you swear you knew a life, then it slips like smoke again. But a love like that don't vanish, sugar. It just learns to live and win. Sure, I say it's soft, where the breast can't hear, like a secret pressed in velvet, like a prayer against the fear. If the world is wearing faces and the truth is dressed in skin, I'll find the beating human thing and I'll bring it back again. Diamond City sells you daylight with a headline and a grin. Railroad boys trade whispers for the chance to breathe within. Steel birds cup the skyline, Minutemen hold the streets. Everybody's got a promise, baby. Nobody's clean. Then I found that spotless kingdom underneath the busted rails, where the floors don't ever creak and the air don't ever fail. And I found my boy in cold light, older than my memory, a man made out of distance, staring back at me. A future with no dirt under the nails, but I've seen what perfect does to the ones it never tells. So I chose the flood and grieving, chose the street, chose the sun, broke a lock on silent heaven, let the the bravest thing you do. If the world is wearing faces, I'll be real enough to choose. I'll build a little tomorrow in my high heels and my bruises. So if you're new to waking up and somebody else is dawn, come sit a spell in Good Neighbor, let the record carry on. Keep your hand on what is human when the cold lights start to win, and tip your glass to freedom, let it in.
Listen to me, drifters. We are broadcasting live, and we are out of time. The Castaway made it. They're here in the booth with me, patching a frozen data drive straight into the Lighthouse mainframe. But they didn't come alone. I'm looking out the reinforced glass right now. The Pale Riders. The Admiralty's death squads. They've surrounded the tower. I can see the glow of their plasma rifles cutting through the blizzard. They want the Castaway dead because of what's on this drive. It's the truth. The Admiralty has been lying to their own people for 200 years. The mainland isn't a dead void. We're right here. They've been letting the lower decks of the Leviathan freeze just to keep their command quarters warm. Hold on. The drive is locked. I'm overriding the Leviathan's internal comms network. Right now. To the crew of the Leviathan hearing my voice over your ship's intercom. Wake up. The ice is broken. Tear down the bulkhead doors. Do what the Chosen One did when they walked onto the Enclave oil rig out west. Burn the old gods down.
Fire was dying, corn turned pale and thin. The elder grabbed my shoulders, go, we're losing kin. Find that yak, bring it home, or watch the village fold. So I left with dust for mercy and a pocket full of old. Klamath in the mud and smoke, den with chains and teeth. New Reno dressed in velvet with a pistol underneath. Vault City looked like heaven if you didn't ask the cost. And NCR was drawing borders on the thing we'd already lost. Every man another lesson, every friend another scar. But the road kept beating louder like a drum inside my heart. Run, run, chosen one, don't you stop for nothing sweet. Jack in the distance, thunder in your feet. They sell you future, they sell you clean, they sell you gold and crown. 'Cause you came from dirt and daylight, bring the miracle back down. Then the sky went cold and silent, and the suits came from above. Took my tribe like broken cattle, called it order, called it love. A flag that never learned to die, a smile behind a mask. Enclave hands on everything and poison in the flask. So I rode that stolen vertibird through a black and oil slick sea, past the guards in gleaming hallways that were never meant for me. Saw purity on white coats, heard a president on screens, talking about a cleaner world made out of dead dreams. I found the Gecko like sunlight in a locked and gilded room. I turned their perfect system into fire, smoke, and boom. And when the rig began to sink, I didn't beg or bow. I chose my people, chose the shore, chose the living now. Run, run, chosen one, hear the village in your blood. Bring the green back to the dry, bring the river to the mud. Let the old gods rust in salt water, let their clean lies drown. You came from dirt and daylight, bring the miracle back down. If you're walking with the elders and the wind is howling low, remember nothing grows for free, somebody has to go. And if they call it restoration while they put you in the ground, keep your hands on what is human and bring the miracle back down. Good neighbor's knee, I'm bleeding down a rain-wet street. Sin in every doorway, drums in every heartbeat. A mugger wants your caps, A monster wants your name, but the shroud is on the rooftop, and the night won't stay the same. Who's that laugh in the alley? Who's that coat in the gloom? Justice wears a silver lining and it's coming to your room. Shroud, shroud, hear the city call when the crooked start to crawl. Shroud, shroud, snap a thunder flash. Bad men stumble, good men dash in the Commonwealth midnight. When the odds are looking rude, put a silver in your pocket and a shadow in your mood. A gangster in a fedora, a dame with bright red lights, a scent with borrowed heartbeat, and a fear behind the eyes. Some folks wear new faces like a suit they never earned, but the shroud sees through the costume and the lesson gets learned. I've heard the railroad whisper, I've heard the Minutemen plead, I've heard the Brotherhood engines like a hymn of iron greed. But tonight's a simple story in a city made of ash. You do the right thing loudly and you do it in a flash. Shroud, shroud, hear the city call when the crooked start to crawl. Shroud, shroud, snap a thunder flash. Bad men stumble, good men dash in the Commonwealth midnight. When the odds are looking rude, put a silver in your pocket and a shadow in your mood. And remember, citizens, evil never sleeps. So neither does the silver shroud. Howdy Repcon past the dust and busted signs. Old rockets sleeping hangars like forgotten valentines. And down among the echo where the air don't feel quite right, a choir of lost ghouls is praying to the light. They wear their faith like tinfoil, they wear their hope like glue. Talking about a great beyond in a sky that isn't blue. One smooth talking bright one says, friend, we're almost free. But the engine's coughing secrets and the floor's got history. Valves and wires, sparks and steam. Funny what a dream will make you believe. 5, 4, 3, let the whole world know. Let the whole world know. When you got no tomorrow, you can still say go. Some souls don't need a city, they need an open door. So light it up, let the desert testify. If you can't outrun the past, kid, you can sure as hell try. Oh yeah, there's Night Kid in the basement, there's whispers in the vents. There's a plan that's held together by faith and duct tape sense. Fix the thrust, calm the ghost, aim the nose at the sky. And if the world won't let you live here, you teach it how to say goodbye. A launch bed full of laughter and a hymn behind the tears. A countdown like a heartbeat after all those broken years. Some folks call it madness, some folks call it grace, but I've seen what hope can do, and it ain't gonna play. Some souls don't need a city, they need an open door. So light it up, let the desert testify. If you can't outrun the past, friends, you can sure as hell try. And if you see a bright trail cutting clean across the night, tip your hat to the ghouls, boys. They finally caught the light.
It's quiet out there now, drifters. The storm finally broke. I don't know if the Admiralty ever heard the broadcast, or if their own crew just tore the doors down first. But the Pale Riders out on the shore, they heard it. I watched them lower their plasma rifles, look at each other, and just walk away into the snow. For the first time in 200 years, folks who have only ever known cold steel and lies are stepping out onto the ice. They're free. As for the one who made it happen, they didn't stay for the parade. The Castaway left their hazard suit right here at the base of the Lighthouse. I watched them walk south, down the old broken spine of Route 66. Just them and that beat-up iBot floating by their side. I don't know where they're going, but for the first time in a long time, neither do they. Like the vault dweller out in California all those years ago. I guess some folks just aren't meant to live in the world they save. They just keep walking. I'm Silas. Keep your radios on, and I'll keep the light burning for you. Good night, Chicago.